What is up, y'all? Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Eternal Fruit Podcast, as y'all can see. I'm Alex, and this is
Adriana.
And we are your hosts, and we're glad to be here with you guys, discussing more of God.
Amen.
You know, it's always good to talk about God and just be able to encourage others and allow ourselves to be used by God.
Exactly.
You know, to carry out His word.
Yep. Because I feel like a lot of times God gives everybody a word, but we always just keep it to ourselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a good way to talk about God. And really, I feel like we're both passionate about God and speaking about it. So we get an outlet to do it. So thank you guys for listening and always being so nice. And honestly, always supporting, because all that love is crazy.
Yeah, it means a lot, man, because it's been over a year, huh?
Yeah, but I guess it doesn't count because all the other stuff we deleted. So it's been about, it's been
over a year. It's been over a year.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I was about to do the math as if, like, I knew.
Nah, but it does mean a lot because, like, you can, like, people, I feel like it helps people fall in love with God more, you know? And obviously all the credit belongs to Him, like, we're just being used.
Yeah.
You know, in a good way, obviously. But, yeah, I always like to give God the credit. And it just feels good when like, people I don't even know, people you don't even know, like, either subscribe or comment or follow, like, because I know they don't follow for us, you know. They just like what God spoke to them, and they decide to follow, and that's just a good feeling.
Exactly. And I feel like it's also encouraging. Like, I'm not saying, like, we encourage people, but I'm saying, like, it encourages people to listen to God and do what He tells you to do, pretty much. Like who would have thought we would be doing this? Like, we always say that because it's literally crazy. My friends tell me all the time, like, dude, I didn't think Alex could, like, talk that much. Or, like, even with, like, the reels and the shorts, they're always like, dude, I didn't think he would be like that. And I'm like, yeah bro, sometimes you just gotta do it.
That's what another friend said. Her name's Vianney. She has a podcast too.
Oh yeah, go listen to it. Go check it out.
We'll put in the description.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, it's crazy how Jumping World Alex was so different. Like, or I think she's like, who would have thought Jumping World Alex would be following God or something like that? And I was just like, yeah. I told her, like, yeah, that Alex was lost in the sauce, you know, but I'm saved now. She's saved too. She has her own testimony, and you could go hear it in her podcast.
Yeah, definitely go check her out.
Yeah, her and her husband are definitely anointed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I haven't listened to the podcast, but I believe you.
I got to put you on, bro.
I know. I need to listen to it.
Yeah, but don't worry. We're not burned out just yet.
Oh.
Hence the title.
Yep. So as you can see, we're going to be talking about burnout. Have you ever experienced burnout?
Me? Yeah. But like I'll say it comes more in the, because I was into preaching about it, and it talked about it like showing itself in 3 different ways, which is physical, mental, and emotional. And for me, it's usually always mental or emotional. Physical, I'm not really, like, I'll rarely be like, man, I'm tired, I don't feel like doing anything. Like, nah, bro. I'm the opposite, bro. Like,
you were just sick, bro.
Let's go.
Your body was just aching, bro.
But guess what? I still pulled up, bro. Yep. I said, hey, I don't feel too good.
You real.
But let's go, bro. Hey, I'm on go, bro. You know, and I don't really feel like I mean, yeah, obviously it's normal to be tired and exhausted, but I don't ever really feel like, man, today I just want a nap or just stay in. Like, nah, bro. Like, I'd rather be out and about, you know, like hanging out with friends, family. Like, that's me, bro. I don't really. But then on the mental side and the emotional side, bro, that's what gets me. And
you know what I just realized? That you practice discipline by coming Because even though you didn't want to do it, you still did it because we knew we had to put an episode out.
Big brains, bro. Big brains. This is for God and for you guys.
Amen.
You know, we had and I didn't let that stop me, obviously. And I didn't let it affect the, like, quality of what I put out. You know, I wasn't like, I was trying less because my body was aching. Like, nah, I was still all in it. You know, and sure, I could have told her, I was like, nah, you know what? Like, obviously, it ran through my mind. I'm not going to lie and say it didn't. But I was like, no, I have to go, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I have to go. And, you know, because I don't do it for me, you know. And like, we talked about a couple of Wednesdays ago about joy.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? I was still rejoicing through the sickness and decided to come and still put out content for God.
Yeah. And don't forget, you weren't going to get paid if you didn't come.
Hey, I don't need to get paid, bro.
I know.
Shoot, I'm already saved, bro.
Hey, like we said, Jesus already paid.
That's right. You know, and that should be why you live life for God. You know, that, like, is it normal to get burned out? Yeah, a lot of people get burned out, whether it's like serving in church, like at your job, you know, so you may feel like you're doing more than others, but it's not getting, like, you just keep getting overlooked. But, bro, as long as you don't do it out of selfishness or for the wrong reasons, like, it'll get rewarded, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, with that being said, it's also okay to rest, you know, because, like, for the, like, the weary and burden, like, you can go to God for rest and find rest in Jesus, man.
Yeah. No, I was trying to see if I wrote it down, but I don't think I did. Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. But
Nah, just kidding.
going back to what you said about how burnout is emotional, mental, and physical, do you think because you say you mainly get, like, mentally burnt out and not physically, but emotionally, right?
It's emotional, mental, and physical, like, in that order.
Yeah. Okay. So do you feel, because I mean, we both, like, we know each other, we're cousins, we grew up together,
Yeah.
we're blood. Okay,
No.
being more serious now, do you feel like your emotional burnout comes from, like, not allowing yourself to show emotions? Because you said it's emotional then mental. Yeah.
Sorry. No, absolutely, bro. I hate.
We're both this like that.
Yeah, that's definitely like a huge struggle of mine, you know, because even my wife's like, but I'm your wife, like, you don't talk to me or you don't tell me stuff, but it's because I don't like showing it, you know. I don't like being like, I'm feeling this or I think this, and, like, I just keep it in here. And then lately I've been like, I'll just go to the park and play soccer or shoot the ball around and get rid of it. But then after I play, then it's like back, you know. So it's always good to talk about it, you know. It's whether it's to God, whether it's to somebody else. Like, I would say that stems from not wanting to talk about it, like, because it just stays there, and if anything, like, it allows more, like, it just keeps stacking up in my head, you know. But yeah, I would say, yeah.
I mean, nobody asked me, but but yeah, I agree with you.
Well, I guess because I already know you.
No,
We're
I know.
very similar.
I'm joking. But I feel like, like, the emotional part for me as well. I get very emotional burnt out and mentally burnt out, and physically, like, very rarely. Only when I work out, but I haven't worked out in years. But the emotional, I feel like, definitely burns me out, but because, like, I don't want to be a burden to someone. Like, a lot of times people will notice that, like, I'm more quiet, I'm more reserved than usual, like, I'm more, like, isolated, and they'll ask me, like, oh, what's wrong, or like kind of, like, try to get me to, like, laugh or smile more. But I feel like for me it's more of Yeah, of dealing, like, not dealing with my emotions because I don't want to burden someone. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
tell someone, like, hey, like, I'm feeling this or this. And, like, I guess it goes back to the other episode about pride, where it's like, hey, like,
Yeah, that'll get you, bro.
yeah, like, you just want to deal with it on your own, but we're not meant to be dealing with things on our own. And that's why literally God created Eve from Adam's rib, because he realized that humans cannot. I mean, he didn't realize God is God. He already knew,
Yeah, I already
but
knew.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. To me, it's just again like, I don't want to come off as weak,
Mm-hmm.
so I'd rather just keep it to myself. And then when that happens, like, I realize that things like annoy me faster, and
Yeah.
I have like a quicker reaction time, but in a bad way.
Yeah, you're more
Like,
snappy. I mean, we
yeah,
both are like more snappy.
yeah, I'm faster. Oh dang, sorry. I'm faster to like say stuff that I shouldn't say, or like, I don't know, my voice gets loud, or yeah, I raise my voice in a bad way, and that's just because I've been holding. And even when that happens, I still won't like say what's going on, you know. But I mean, it happens, you know. I just get burnt out with life, you know, especially how things have been going. You just kind of ask yourself. It's kind of, to me, it's not a burnout of like, well, I've been, well, I don't know, maybe like I've been trying, not trying or doing. I'm sorry, bro. Not trying or doing too much and nothing's happening. That's me. Like, I feel like I've been trying and doing a lot of stuff to see like success in an area, and like not a lot is showing. So then I get burnt out, and then that's when the the negativity kicks in. But I don't really say much to people. I guess I'm telling you guys right now.
Nah, I know. And then I tried therapy once, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, I went
So,
one time, bro,
yeah.
and
I did. I went like 2 or 3 times. I think it was just two actually, and I realized that
nah,
it wasn't for me, and
heck
that's
no.
okay. It's not for everyone. But what I'm going with this is that a lot of times, like, we think we're alone. We think nobody understands us. We think all these negative thoughts, and we forget that God literally has feelings. Like, he loves us. He rejoices with us. He when we cry, he feels sad as well, you know? And he literally sent his son Jesus, who was half God, half human,
Yeah,
to walk this earth. So who more to understand what we're going through than the God who created us, and the God who, you know, put, like, literally molded us and like chose us from our mother's womb to understand what we're going through. And I even struggle to go to God when I'm emotionally burnt out or mentally burnt out. You know, like, I feel like, oh, it's because he doesn't get it. Like, he knows that I'm feeling this way, but he's just not doing anything. And a lot of times it's not about him doing anything. It's about us doing something. And I've realized too that I've been picking up on the pattern of, like, when I'm feeling like this, it's because I haven't been seeking him in the quiet place, like in my secret
yeah,
place. And that's when I, like, it's hard to break that pattern, because sometimes I do just want to stay there, but then I realize, like, no, like I'm affecting others around me by staying there. I used to think that I was just affecting myself and no one else, but later I realized that I was just being selfish and, like, literally, like, affecting my parents, my brother, like, everyone around me, because I would snap at them when it was literally not their fault, you know?
yeah. Like, you try to be so low key about it, so nobody asks you anything. But like, they realize, but they just don't really say anything,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And you swear, or at least for me, I'm just like, nah, they don't. Like, I'll just keep a straight face. I'll act normal. But bro, like, they catch on, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
one, they're our parents, you
Yeah.
know. So, and that's happened to me where I was like, nah, like, I'm fine. Like, I'll just be normal, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, they catch on, man, and that's why it's always good to like speak. I don't. Not that I don't believe, but I don't really like therapy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, it's always good to speak to somebody about like what you're going through, cause how can I say it? Like, one, you get the weight off your chest.
Yeah, off your shoulders.
Yeah, and then two, like it gives you clarity, like mental clarity on how to deal with the situation or where to go from what you're dealing with, and it might not get better instantly, but at least you'll like be put back on track to I don't know, happiness.
Yeah. No, and I feel like another thing about like telling people is also that they can pray for you in that area. And it's just not you praying, you know what I mean? Like, because God will give them a way of interceding for you that you are not interceding for yourself.
Yeah, because, man, you reminded me of something I saw the other day, but I don't remember exactly how it was. Like, because it's like, it was like your lack of discipline is letting down everybody who believes in you.
Dang.
Or something like that. It might have been exactly that. So, and that made me think, like, the lack of my discipline is letting down everybody who is praying for my success, So, yeah, bro, like, it's good to, I don't want to say vent, but open up to others and pray with others, because like you said, you're not praying by yourself anymore. Now you have somebody else praying for you, and y'all are like equally yoked in that faith. Like, that's where the mountains start moving.
Amen. And in Psalms 34:18 it says, God is close to the brokenhearted. So literally, in the moments where you feel alone, in the moments where you feel like you can't anymore, that's when God is closest to you. I mean, not closest, but, like, even though you don't feel physically that, like, someone is, like, holding you or, like, helping you, he's there interceding for you. Jesus is our intercessor, and who better than the person who knows us best?
Yeah, exactly. That when you were saying that earlier, it reminded me like the therapist. They're trying to get information out of you to get to know you and what you're going through, instead of going, like you said, to God, who already knows everything about you. And I agree. Like, some people will say, well, God puts him there to also help you and stuff. But me, I just ask so many questions, and I don't feel like God doesn't ask me questions. I could just tell him everything.
Yeah. Well, from my experience, like, it wasn't that I didn't like therapy. I think I just went to the wrong therapist. No
That's
offense.
what they tell me.
Yeah, no offense to the therapist. I just feel like I went to
the... Nah, just kidding.
Nah. No publicity. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, this person would be good for, like, someone else, but me personally, I felt like it just didn't help me, I guess. And it's nothing wrong with it. I literally, like, studied, not psychology, but I studied social work, but you have to take psychology classes through it. And then there's a class too where I had to take where, like, you had to role play, like, being a patient and being the therapist. And like, it was completely different to, like, be on the other side. And also, like, I just felt like my therapist, not that she was trying to, not that my therapist was trying to get, like, information out, but she was definitely, like, I don't know. I think I just went to the wrong one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they're just trying to get to know you and about your situation to kind of, I guess, come to the root.
Okay, I actually, yeah, that's what it was. But, like, I feel like it wasn't helpful because it was, like, trying to get to the root of it, but for me to figure it out. But I was going because I needed help to figure it out. And, like, it was like if she didn't want to help me, if that makes sense.
They were trying to make you figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Some people, it is for them. Like, it works. It's helped some people a lot, But I personally, I'm not a fan. But if it's for you, then hey, like,
yeah, definitely go to therapy. It's not a bad thing, and I'm not judging if you go to therapy. But And I feel like it helps a lot too, like to come to like realization of a lot of things that you like haven't realized on your own.
Yeah, trauma, maybe certain things you've tried to hide or push back that you just want no like memory of. But then that's the root of whatever you're going through. That's why we say like, sometimes it's good to just let it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess if it works for you, then it works for you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work for me. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Well, going back to burnout, because I feel like we got stuck with therapy for a second. We were
I think that was a therapy section. Nah,
for real. We were traumatized by therapy. Not clickbait.
Yeah, no.
No, I feel like a lot of times burnout comes because you're not putting those boundaries up of like saying yes. Like you're saying yes to everything when you need to step back and pray about it and ask God, like, hey, is this something you want me to do? And tell him no.
Bro. Sorry,
Right?
I just thought of a situation,
Yeah. Nah, yeah, for sure. Because it's just hard. Like, for me, it's hard to say no all the time.
Yeah, for her.
Yeah, I struggle with saying no because I feel like I can do everything and anything.
I think I can't, not saying this is your situation, but like a lot of people who are like people pleasers. Not you. I
am a people pleaser. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you are. But a lot of people, like, they get so burned out because of that, but then they don't even realize, like, that's the reason they get burned out.
Yeah.
Or that's the reason they stress out so much. Because they're so concerned about, like, people pleasing. Me, I'm just like, nah. Sometimes I do feel bad afterwards, but then I'm like, nah, like, I have to look out for myself.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to keep using me, like, what's going to happen when I can't do those things anymore? Like, you're going to have to figure it out on your own, But, yeah, you have to learn how to also say no. Like, it's not bad. You're not, I mean, unless you're doing that out of, like, pride and out of, like, being rude, I guess. But if it's just because you honestly can't, then there's nothing wrong with saying no. Like, after that, it's not up to you. Like, after that, it's not your fault how the person feels. Like, people
you're not
also
responsible for people's feelings.
Say it again for the people in the back. Nah, just
you
kidding.
are not responsible for people's feelings. Nah.
Exactly.
I'm going back to the people pleasing thing. I don't think I'm a people pleaser. I feel like I struggled with it for a bit, but I feel like recently, maybe like in the last year, I've learned to put boundaries up better and like not be a people pleaser. And I feel like that's where I haven't had as much burnout as well, was like by putting boundaries and like setting up like a routine of like make sure I pray and make sure I read my Bible.
That's true. Because then it gives you discernment on what, like, when to say yes, when to say no. But then it also gives you that peace of saying no, because it's harder to say no than to say yes.
Yeah.
And you don't really ever feel guilty when saying yes. You feel more guilt when you say no and then somebody gets offended or something. But like she said, it's not your fault for how they react, because sometimes some people be telling you last minute and then they expect you to just like throw everything away and then just go do what they want you to do. Like, no, bro, that's not happening around here.
Yeah, no, it's just burnout is crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm burnt out right now.
I feel like I've experienced not church burnout because I don't think I've been burnt out by the church, but I feel like I have experienced burnt out in like serving, because back in the day when I first started going to church, it wasn't a lot of people serving, so it was always like the same group of people. I mean, it still kind of is, but I will say now that more people have joined, it's been way better. But back then, like, I used to get burned out because I would have to be there every day. I'd have to be there Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and like I would literally go to work, and the only day I had off was Sunday. But then on Sunday, I had to be there at 8:30 because no one else could like do lyrics or sound, and it was just the same thing. But
Burnout.
then yeah, so it was a burnout there. But I realized as well that like I was getting like not mad, but I was getting upset because like, yeah, I was experiencing that burnout. But then, like I said, I realized I wasn't getting into my word. And then like, I was like, well, if I just sit down, then I'm not doing anything. And Jesus, like I'm sure he experienced burnout, but he never stopped serving. You know what I
True.
mean? So like the solution isn't to stop serving. The solution is to read your word, pray, and get closer to God. Take your time to, set it apart. Like, don't be around anyone, just you with God.
Resting.
Exactly, rest. Find rest in God. And that was, like, that's what I realized was, like, okay, like, I was experiencing that, but what was I doing to combat it? And a lot of people, like I said, feel like it's just to stop serving and just sit down. That's not the solution.
Yeah, because again, like that's just like the easier way out.
Exactly.
Than I don't know, maybe having to sit down like, hey, can I take a break or something,
Mm-hmm.
or can I not serve this day and just receive?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you just gotta set the boundary, like you said.
Yeah.
And then
And realize what works for you, because everybody's different. Like, therapy doesn't work for us. This is just an example again. Therapy didn't work for us, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work for you.
yeah.
So if you're finding a solution to your problem that's working specifically for you, then definitely go for it.
Yeah, if it's actually bettering your problem,
Yeah.
then keep going. Don't
Exactly.
stop, because it could change your life for better.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can be the turning point in your life.
Exactly. And in church, there's always going to be like everybody's replaceable, but what isn't replaceable is your acts and your fruit that you're sembrando.
Planting.
You're planting that you're planting at that church so that other people can receive as well. It's not just about your work, it's also about the people around you, and supporting not just your work but like the pastors as well that are in charge, that God placed there, because they need a lot of help too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you could, like, through your serving, you could always encourage others as well.
Yeah.
To see you serve and be like, man, I want to serve too.
Mm-hmm.
So like it just grows the church. That's the point. To, like, grow God's church
and get involved. Like, one way I think that helped me to remain in God was by getting involved right away. Like, thankfully, like, my friends that weren't my friends yet asked me to start serving, and I did. And because of that, like, it helped me build that discipline of going to church. And I don't ever miss, really, unless I'm like sick or like there was an emergency. So like, yeah, like it definitely helped me create that like routine.
Perfect
and, like,
attendance.
Yeah, I actually have it. Let me go get it. No, but it helped me like really fall in love with God more, because I was able to have that commitment.
Yeah.
A lot of people are scared of commitment, and when you're committed it's the best thing you can do.
Are you talking to someone? Nah, just kidding.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Actually, yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Sorry, guys. Can't hear it.
Sorry. Like we said last episode, watch your words.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, I agree. It's all about commitment, and at the end of the day, like, you're not serving for you or your growth, or you're not telling God, like, God, I'll serve, but do this in my life. Like, no, if you're gonna serve, you gotta fully serve, doing it simply just for God and the growth of His church and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see serving, because some people, they probably just do it like out of habit or
like a routine.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And then they just kind of let go of the passion. It's like that fire starts getting put out little by little, because you're just like, oh, what is it, Thursday? I gotta go again. Sunday, I gotta go. But tomorrow's Monday. I gotta be here again. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's just about like the why, I guess, and just making sure your why is God, and that's it. And being committed to that why.
Exactly. I just want to add one more thing. No, honestly, I do.
No, I'm just kidding.
Whenever we were like preparing for this, one of the first things that it said about burnout was to find rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about rest, I just don't think about like doing nothing. I think about like sleep, right? And when you're asleep, you're literally, what are you doing? Nothing. Like you're dreaming, but you're not in control, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So by going to sleep, it's like you're finding that rest in God because you're trusting that you're gonna wake up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like that's how God renews your strength as well as by finding sleep, because I struggle with sleep. Like these eye bags, bro, they're not
Same, bro.
they're not there just because like
Because I'm burnt out with life, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Not just life, man, everything. No, but it's not just about like my sleep isn't just burnout. It's because I need to learn to surrender control. And one of the best ways, like God convicted me, was one way of surrendering control is by getting more sleep, because I'm surrendering the control of my body to God.
I agree. Because I get like burnt out with life that I'm just like scrolling.
Yeah.
And then I just don't sleep a lot.
And then I feel like that, because I do that too, is like it makes me avoid like dealing with my stuff, to where I'm just like scrolling. And then I try to go to sleep, but then the thoughts come back and it's like, okay, like how am I going to find sleep if in that moment where I was scrolling, I could have just prayed and like it could have just like left me.
Or read your Bible and then
Yeah.
you just fall asleep.
Exactly. That's just one thought I had that I wanted to add, but do you have anything else?
Nah, don't forget to rest.
Literally.
And don't look at rest as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's good. Recharge, man.
It's good to hustle, but find that rest as well.
Mm-hmm. It's worth it.
Literally. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please like, comment, and share if you enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.